I was 9 years old when my mother relaxed my hair without asking me. She said it was for my own good, that she didn't want me to suffer. I remember the burning, the smell, and the way everyone said I looked better afterward. Years later, I still wonder, was she protecting me from the world, or teaching me to hate myself? Before we continue, kindly take out time to like this video, share your thoughts on this story and subscribe to this channel. It really helps the channel. The first time my scalp ever burned, I didn't scream. I was too afraid to move. I was 9 years old, sitting on the floor between my mother's knees. A towel around my shoulders. A bowl on the table. A smell in the air I didn't recognize yet. She told me to sit still. Her voice wasn't angry. It was calm. Almost gentle. That somehow made it worse. She started parting my hair. The comb pulled harder than usual. Then something cold touched my scalp. At first it only tingled. I remember thinking maybe this was what treatments felt like. Then it started to sting. The sting turned sharp. Like tiny needles. I shifted. She pressed my shoulder. Don't move. It's working. Working on what? I didn't know. I only knew my head was starting to feel wrong. The smell hit next. Sharp. Bitter. Almost like burning plastic. My eyes watered before I even realized I was in pain. I whispered, "Mom, it hurts." She said, "That means it's straightening." It burned more. I lifted my hand without thinking. She gently pushed it back down. "Don't touch it. You'll ruin it." Ruin it. That word stayed with me. Because in that moment, my pain mattered less than the process. The burning spread. Not on the surface. Under my skin. I could feel my heartbeat in my scalp. My throat tightened, but I didn't cry. I didn't want to be difficult. I didn't want to make her frustrated. So I stayed still. When she finally washed it out, my head throbbed. She wrapped my hair in a towel and stood me in front of the mirror. My curls were gone. My hair lay flat. Shiny. Swinging. She smiled. There. Much better. That day, everyone noticed. My aunt said I looked neat. A neighbor said I looked pretty. Someone said I looked grown. No one asked if I was okay. They just kept touching my head. Saying how soft it was. That night, I stared at myself in the mirror. I didn't recognize my reflection. My hair moved when I moved. It didn't rise. It didn't resist. And I remember feeling something heavy in my chest. Like I had lost something I didn't know how to name. A few days later, my scalp started scabbing. Small, sore patches. When I showed my mother, she frowned. "You must have scratched too much." I nodded. Even though I remembered her pushing my hand away. The relaxers continued. Every few months. Every time the same smell. The same burn. The same instructions. Sit still. Don't touch. Beauty takes patience. I learned things without being taught. That pain could be normal. That change was improvement. That my natural state needed correction. When new growth came in thick and coiled, she'd sigh and say, "We need to fix this." Fix. Like something was broken. At school, teachers praised my tidy look. At church, women said I looked well kept. When sweat touched my roots, I panicked. When rain fell, I covered my head. I was afraid of myself returning. Years later, sitting in a salon chair as an adult, the smell came back. And my stomach dropped. Not because it was unpleasant, because my body remembered. My hands started shaking before my mind understood why. That's when the real question formed. Did my mother do this to hurt me? No. She said she didn't want me teased. She said she didn't want my life to be hard. She said she just wanted to protect me. And I believe her. That's what makes it complicated. Because if this was protection, why did it feel like erasure? If this was love, why did it teach me to distrust my own body? If she was saving me from the world, what exactly was she saving me from? And why did the solution always start with changing me? The day I finally cut my relaxed ends off, my hands trembled. I stood in the bathroom for almost an hour. Not afraid of the scissors. Afraid of the voice in my head saying, "You're about to look wrong." When the hair fell into the sink, I cried. Not because I was sad. Because it felt like disobedience. Like I was betraying something inherited. A rule I had lived under without ever agreeing to. I see my mother differently now. I see a woman who learned survival young. A woman who paid for softness. A woman who thought blending in was safety. I don't hate her. But I don't pretend anymore, because intention doesn't cancel impact. And love doesn't undo a lesson once it's learned in the body. I was 9 years old. I didn't consent. But I adapted. And adaptation can look a lot like acceptance when you're small. Growing my natural hair wasn't cosmetic. It was confrontation. With memory. With fear. With the possibility that something done for my good still hurt me. And that both could be true. I still don't have a clean answer. Maybe she was protecting me. Maybe she was passing down her own wounds. Maybe both. All I know is this: the first time my scalp burned, my mother was behind me. And the last time it did, I was the one who chose to step away.
Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Can something be loving and still teach harm? What is your own black hair story?